They be like, hey, Brandon, what you got on? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, sweetheart. Don't worry about it, sweetheart. That's
Flash. Yeah. Now that you know how my eyes be, I'm rocking C's over Nike, but you know me, I'm low key. Don't say a word.
I've been trapping on my own, couple bands for
I've been on my rock star.
Good morning, pilots. We got Nia, Grace, and Ashante here from the Red Team to talk student government elections of 2020. Before we start, we have a request from Nia. A moment of silence to honor George Floyd.
Before we start talking about your platform and what you hope to accomplish as president and vice president, can you tell us your background in student government? How long have each of you been in student government, starting with Nia?
Okay, well, I've been in student government for 3 years now. And during my time in student government, I was given the opportunity to be a judge for 2 years. And I've been to all the meetings and I set up for all the parties we have and I attend all the events hosted by student government. So that's just a little bit about me.
And with me, I have also been a part of student government for 3 years. I've been given the opportunity to set up for events as well, attend those events, and sometimes host them. And I've been given the opportunity to be a part of our ushering committee and our publicity committee, as well as our new Give a Gift committee.
Do you think that your experience with setting up for and planning events is going to help you accomplish getting events done for the 2020 school year?
Oh, yes, because the whole thing about events is just promoting. And I feel that's a big thing that we need to do in order for events to be successful and for people to show up. So I promote to my homeroom all the time when there's a party coming up. And I get annoying. It's like, guys, come on, please go. Like, please go. So it's like a daily reminder for them to go to the actual thing so they don't forget. So that's a little thing I do.
And with me, it's, planning and setting up for these events. You see the hard work and time it takes to put into, making sure these events run smoothly. So I feel like it would definitely contribute to our experience.
Totally.
What would you say is a key quality to have as a leader of student government?
A key quality that a leader should possess is determination and confidence, because being president, you will get a lot of obstacles in your way. And I feel like it's how you overcome the obstacles is just makes you you. And as a president, you have to be confident in what you're doing, because these people are your students, your whole community is looking up to you. And I think that you just have to make sure that you get your message across in a respectful manner, but in a spiritual manner as well. So I think that's just something important.
And some key qualities for me, I think, would be organization and efficiency, because, you deal with a lot within the community. You're taking all the concerns and questions from the students and trying to solve them, put them out into the community. So you have to make sure that everything is in order. With your efficiency, I feel like you have to keep making sure that all of these things are going correctly. All of these things are running smoothly. So, yeah.
You say in your platform that you're willing to get change done. It kind of suggests that other presidents weren't as willing. What makes you stand out, not just from your opponent, but from the leaders of the past who have often said the same thing?
Our platform is about change, and Ashante and I won't say that our past leaders didn't try to achieve these goals they promised. It's just because we don't know what happened behind scenes. Like, they would tell us things, but we didn't really know like what was happening behind everything. And the whole idea with the red team is that we don't want to give false hope. With the past leaders, they said certain things to us, and it got us really hopeful, like, oh, this is going to happen. And at the end of the year came, it was like, oh, like we didn't get this.
Nia basically summed everything up. But to add on to what she was saying, I feel like another thing is we're all about promotion. We're all about making sure that all of our ideas are getting out, to make sure that you do know what we're trying to put out to you, make sure you do know what's going on, because some senators and some, of our predecessors have been vocal, but they haven't really been, open to what they are hearing. So I feel like that's something that makes us different. We want to put out the ideas. We want to make sure that you know what is going on behind the scenes.
We often hear of how underclassmen are represented. They're not represented as well as the upperclassmen. So, in your campaign, you pointed out that you're going to bring that to light. You're going to help them out. How is it that you plan to bring that plan forward?
Well, what the whole idea is that in student government meetings, our focus is usually on just the seniors. And I feel like it's not fair because why should the underclassmen attend the meetings if it's only about senior class? And it's literally like nothing pertaining to them. And I feel like they have things in store for them as well. And we want to make sure that their goals are before ours. And we have to realize that senior events don't happen if the underclassmen don't set up for us. And we don't take the time to acknowledge that and thank them. So we just want to make sure that their events are happening, and we want to make sure that we hear them and we understand that sometimes their events don't happen because we don't pay attention to it. It's just always about seniors, and that's just not how it should be. And we want to make sure that their events are in order and we have dates for them, we have a time, and we're promoting for them as well. It's not only about the senior class, but it's also for them as well, because at the end of the day, it's one Spellman community. It's not only just about seniors.
Yeah. Basically that, underclassmen are the future of Spellman. Senior events, don't get me wrong, are important, and we all do look forward to them and seeing them happen. But, underclassmen are the future. We want to make sure that their events are happening and they're actually excited to see them happen, excited to come to school, excited to attend those events. So
The current issues of the world have caught the attention of the Spellman community, which has made for tense discussions. When we return, is there anything you plan to do to unify the student body?
That's a really good one. With everything that's happening in the world, I feel like we have to. This is a perfect time for us to be united as one. And Spellman is a diverse school, and I feel like they need to make sure that students don't feel ashamed for their culture. And I feel like that's just a really big thing. What we should do, like it could be the simplest thing as like dressing in one color, a simple one color to unify us, or having a peaceful protest, chanting something. It doesn't have to be outside our school, but walking the track, little things like this, or even having a prayer service just to acknowledge those who have passed away. And we have to respect each other's opinions. We understand that not everybody is going to want to participate in this, but for those that are going to participate, I feel like this will be a very important thing to them, and they would be appreciative that the Spellman community hears them and they see that, and it's just showing that they care. And I feel like that's all someone needs to realize, that they care and they understand. And that's just one thing.
yeah, and what Neil was saying about opinions, like everybody is entitled to their own opinion. People are gonna think different from other people, and I feel like they shouldn't be ashamed to express those concerns. They shouldn't feel inferior to other people, because our community is very large, our community is diverse, and I feel like, you know, we should all feel included, we should all feel unified. People say that uniform, all wearing one thing, makes us feel unified, but I feel like unified physically, we need to feel unified mentally, unified emotionally, to be able to feel like we're all being included in what's going on.
So, in your campaign, you brought up the sophomore halfway hike. With the problems that we're going through right now, they're not allowed to have it at the moment. So we're planning on having it next year for them. We also tried to do that this year with the juniors because we forgot it last year. Do you think that it's gonna be the same process happening, or what would you change so that you can make it better, so that they can actually experience a halfway hike?
I feel like from watching about the halfway hype, like for the sophomore year, the president was like, "Okay, guys, this is your halfway hype. You're supposed to plan it," and it was like everyone was so lost, and we don't want to make the sophomores feel like it's just their responsibility, and if they can't make it happen, it just won't happen, because it's also our problem too. As being in student government, it's everybody's problem, and we're gonna make sure that we have a moderator making that happen. We have someone, Skylar Bailey, who has actually taken the time to get all the details together. And I feel like she would have no issue stepping up to the plate and making that happen. Obviously, we're not just gonna give her, "Oh, Skylar, figure it out." Ashante and I are gonna come together, and the whole student council is gonna come together and make it happen, because we're gonna make sure we're promoting it and just giving them daily reminders that this is our priority as well. We want them to make memories, and we're gonna change it up a little bit. Maybe, well, obviously the halfway hub is supposed to just have a scavenger hunt, but maybe we can have a little party in the background, literally the simplest thing, just making it happen, because I don't want them feeling left out. I know that class of 2021 wasn't given the opportunity to have so many things, so I don't want the other year levels feeling that way as well.
Yeah, like we said before, underclassmen are the future of Spellman. So making sure that these events do happen is really important to them. It gets them excited to finish their years at Spellman, gets them excited to finish their, simple sophomore school year. So I feel like even though it hasn't been successful, we want to make sure that those underclassmen are integrated within our community, because events like that, they just continue on.
A huge issue many of the sports students have is the lack of recognition for the spring teams. They do not get to participate in the pep rally that's held in the fall, as they don't know if they will be on the team not at that time. It's something other administrators have tried to push for in the past, with only one succeeding. How will you convince the principal and the rest of the administration this is an important step for the morale of students?
I feel like one thing with spring sports is that, it was all about it leading up to a big game. And that was always an issue with trying to push for a spring pep rally, because they felt like, you have to have a championship to lead up to. But I feel like you shouldn't need a big game to be recognized for your accomplishments, for your goals. Just for being a part of the Spellman community, you should be recognized, because our community is very important, and we should make all the students feel as if, they are important.
Yeah, just to continue what Ashante is saying, spring sports, if we don't get a spring pep rally, we want to find another way for them to feel recognized. If that means they're going to be able to wear their jerseys for the whole day, that's going to happen. I feel like we are about sports, and just paying attention to just the fall sports is not enough, because spring sports feel left out. I know people personally come to me and they complain about it, and I just feel like it's not fair at all, and everybody should be treated as an equal.
Mhm.
And we want to make sure that happens. So we are trying to aim for a spring pep rally. If that doesn't happen, we will go to our next school and to make sure that spring sports do feel welcomed and recognized, because they are part of Spellman's community as well.
Looking at your platform, you guys have some very ambitious plans and ideas. Freshman Kyla Warrant would like to know, how would you get them past the administration?
Well, I like this question. So our platform isn't really adding anything new. It's mostly just upgrading the stuff that we have at the moment. For example, Spirit Week. Spirit Week is not what it used to be. Our freshman year, we were able to do so many things. And as the years continue to go by, it kind of died down. And we want to make sure that if we're leading up to something big, pep rally, we want to be happy and get creative with the things we're going to do. So obviously, we have to ask permission first, but we are willing to keep on fighting just to make things better for everybody, to enjoy it, because we want to make this whole school year about memories, and we want to look back and look like, oh wow, Spirit Week, that was great. We don't want to just have we don't want to be simple. We want to go out of the box. But that also means that everybody has to cooperate with us and be willing to accept what we're offering. We can't disobey it, because at the end of the day, yes, they do get things taken away, but student council is the one to blame, because you guys were promoting this. You were supposed to promote it correctly to make sure that things don't get people in trouble. So I feel like Ashante and I are really good with that, and we stress the importance of things. So that's one thing.
And another thing was, I've heard from past presidents that a problem with administration and getting new events passed is students don't really take advantage of the events that we have now. So in order for us to push for new events, we have to promote the ones we have. And that's really a big thing that Nia and I do stress with our platform, that promotion is really big. Promoting your events, promoting your new ideas, just going to your homerooms, telling them the simplest thing, it can go a long way. So for us to take advantage of our events and promote them, it'll allow us to bring our new ideas to administration and allow for more room to push for new events.
Definitely.
Would you guys push for more responsibility on student council to promote these activities and events so that people know about it and people are excited to go?
Yes. Oh my gosh, yes. Because if anybody wants to check out our page on IG, we are definitely big with promotion, and we won't just promote one day. It's going to be weekly, daily, in order to make sure that people are aware of what's happening. Like for us during this election, we post daily just to make sure that everybody is understanding that, hey, this is still going on. We don't want them to go, oh, this one day, and then the event's there, and they're like, oh, I didn't know this was happening. I'm busy. So I feel like student council just has to make that effort to make sure that everyone knows what's happening, and simply just making flyers or making sure that we tell Miss Harrison, hey, can you make sure that we have this little thing set up on the Chromebook, because every day everybody opens their Chromebook every day. So the little things will go a long way.
Yeah, and a big thing with our student council, that's one of our responsibilities, that you go to your homeroom, and within the 2 days of our student government meeting, you have to promote what we spoke about in the meetings to make sure that the students know what's going on with the community. And I feel like there's some type of miscommunication that sometimes goes on. So we need to stress that to them, that is their responsibility to make sure that we're expressing these ideas to them.
And I will personally go to everyone's homeroom every day. I'm serious. I will personally go to everyone's homeroom every day, and to make that happen. Even if I'm busy, I will make sure to cover all the floors. Like, hey guys, it's still going on. I will make sure it's gonna happen.
If I asked you to share your message in one sentence, what would it be?
Nia and I are really big on quotes. Like with our promoting, we've been really big on quotes, taking quotes that promotes our message. So we took a quote from, I think his name was Zig Ziglar.
Yeah.
And he's a writer and he's a motivational speaker, and he spoke about, change, which is what we do want to promote to our community. And Nia's going to tell you guys what that quote is.
The quote is the 3 C's of life: choices, chances, changes. You must make a choice to take a chance, or your life will never change. And I feel like this is just a big thing. This quote is because it just makes you think like, wow, in order to make something happen, you have to either have 2 things, a yes or a no. It's going to happen or it's not going to happen. And you want to make a difference. And we're just, Ashante and I we just want to make a difference in our community. even if it's the littlest thing or the biggest thing. We just want students to know that we care and we want you guys to have the best Spellman experience.
Lastly, we would like to know, is there anyone you would like to shout out that has helped you throughout this campaign?
Oh my gosh, we have a whole.
Oh my gosh, we have so many people. I would like to give a big shout out to David Smalls because he has been an amazing person just helping us daily. And I would love to give another shout out to our campaign manager, Jaylene Hernandez, because she has been on top of it. She has been on top of us. And to all our team supporters, we truly appreciate you guys and we adore each and every one of you. So thank you.
And I also want to give a shout out to you guys for giving us time to take this interview and to put out our ideas and, all that.
Yes, thank you guys so much.
Thank you so much for your time and thank you so much for being here. And we wish you the best of luck in your election.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, guys, I want y'all to do me a favor. Vote blue. We are going to have a memorable 2020 to 2021. We want to make it.
Joining us now is Faith and Alex of the Blue Team. How are you both?
I'm well, thank you.
I'm good.
Let's get started, shall we?
Okay, so as president, I want to break the barrier that we have between the administration and the student body. I feel like there's kind of a rift between what we want to get done, as in like fun events and activities, and also to overall increase the school spirit within the students. That's why I want to become president.
Well, as vice president, I wanted to see change and I want to see new programs in the school. So college prep. I wanted to make something that prepares our students for college because it's not being done as well. And also I want to include all the classes. I know what it's like to, be in the background because I know in freshman year, I was one of those people in the background, not too noticeable. I want to know everybody else's opinions and voice them to the public.
They've said that she wanted to fix the rift between, the administration and the student body. How do you guys plan on taking that forward?
So basically, we plan to be specific in our points of action. Usually, for example, when we had the dress down days and some of them went totally wrong, it's because students didn't really know what to wear or the Spellman protocol for dress downs. So we plan on making our events more specific. So it's harder to fall out of line. So we can continue to have fun things.
What do you see as a key quality to have in a student government leader?
Well, one key quality is you're inclusive, you pay attention to people that are in the background. Some people don't speak up as much as you would want them to. Especially sometimes freshmen, they wouldn't speak up about certain things, certain problems in the school. So if you ask them to, then they'll show you. So yeah.
Yeah, definitely. You kind of want to pry into their head a little bit because I know definitely as a student, others have their opinions, especially about student government and what happens in Spellman. So you want them to open up to you what the problems that they have so we can get to the root of it.
We noticed that you have a lot of more ideas in your platform than your opponent. He speaks more of inclusion, but not with specifics. Can you tell us a little bit of some of the ideas, for instance, your inclusion box?
Yeah, and how we can go about solving that problem. I remember some people complaining about how they're not as connected to their guidance counselors. So we wanted to, make sure that's known to the administration.
The current issues of the world have caught the attention of the Spellman community, which has made for tense discussions. When we return Is there anything you plan to do to unify the student body?
All right. So the activities that we're planning will definitely be something that will unite the student body. You know, because since we didn't have like a halfway hype, we planned on like making it like in the beginning of the year. You know, so that's like a very like good event to look forward to. You know, just so everyone else can come together during the time where the world seems like very divided.
I think race is a very delicate subject, and we should all go about it very lightly, but at the same time, we have to make it our jobs to educate each other because we all come from different backgrounds and we have different mindsets. So if something is deemed as negative or something is deemed as hurtful to another group of people or minority, we should take initiative to say, hey, this is not right. That's why we do hold, that's why African American Club does hold their history show in the auditorium.
Your cultural dress down day idea. It sounds really cool. Love it. It's pretty original, but it's not in your position to police the student. It's not a one and done deal because students want to dress however it is that they want.
That is true. You're totally right. Some students have an inch and they take a mile, but we want to make the dress down formal so no student would really have the liberty to dress out of bounds, to dress badly, but still we can't control everybody. And also we wanted to make it close to the culture they show, so people will have like there's like a relevancy kind of dynamic. They'll dress more according to their culture and what they want to dress down like because there's an event that coincides with the dress down.
Like your opponent, you recognize that the underclassmen are not always well represented. How would you go about making the underclassmen more inclusive, more included in the?
So it's gonna start with the opinion box. So they, give their opinions in the box, and then we'll see like how like they want to be included. You know, whether it's through maybe us recognizing the JV teams even more because that's where the freshmen are, and maybe through having maybe more freshman only activities or underclassmen only activities.
Yeah, and we also want to make our homeroom visits a priority because usually freshmen and sophomores are not really familiar with who's president and vice president. So me and Alex would like to go around during homeroom homeroom time to visit them and ask them, do you have any concerns? What don't you know about? What would you like to know more about? And things like that.
Yeah, I remember when I was like a freshman and a sophomore, I barely seen the president and the vice president. Like, you only see them once when you like vote for them or when they give the speech after they get elected. And I don't want that to happen for everyone else. I want to like show our faces around the school.
Okay. So a huge issue for many of the students is that the spring teams do not get much recognition. They're not part of pep rally. As much as teachers and many members of the board try to push it, it's not something that has happened. How do you think you can pull this through with the administration?
Well, we're hoping to do this by having a spring barbecue with the help of the administration to celebrate the athletes that are in their final stretch. We wanted to kind of symbolize like a homecoming, even though their season is ending, because we're not too sure if homecoming will be taking place this September because of coronavirus.
Junior Maya Tally Malloy would like to know, how do you plan on getting administration to agree on personal senior quotes as it's been turned down so many times in the past?
Well, with the personal senior quotes, we can really just review each quote. So just to make sure that no one posts something that is going to be, controversial or anything like that. If they can't find anything to do, like to review the quotes for us, I guess we'll just do it ourselves because that's something that we want to do and we need to change. Spellman is like rooted in like deep tradition, and sometimes you need something new.
If I asked you to share your message in one sentence, what would it be?
I'm here to serve you. That's it. That's all.
Yeah.
Lastly, would you like to shout out anyone who has helped you along this journey and with the campaign?
Yes, I would love to shout out my best friend, Dia Umuda, and my other best friend, Neka, even though she does not attend Spellman. They have been really helpful in sharing my campaign on all social media platforms.
Yeah, I'd like to shout out one of my close friends, Cameron Alvarez, and he really helped me out a lot. You know, he helped me get connections to other people to get them to post more about our campaign, and yeah, especially all like my other friends like Alex, Clarine. She really helped me out too, posting more about our platform and making suggestions. Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for being here with us. It was a pleasure having you.
Yeah, it's really fun.
that
Thank you.
I congratulate you on your campaign. I wish you the most success. And the work that you're doing right now is completely amazing. So thank you guys for being here again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So much.